Good morning, all the students of Olusegun Agago University of Technology, Okitipupa in Ondo State. It is my pleasure to welcome everyone to our platform, and I hope you'll be able to benefit something significantly from this recording. I am planning to meet with you guys possibly on this Saturday or on Sunday, if time permits me. If we are unable to meet this weekend, then we can look for another convenient time next weekend. But in this video, I will try to provide all the necessary answers to your curiosity. We are going to talk mainly about the SIWES placement and industrial training for those who may be interested. So we can now get started. I will talk about the agenda and to-do list. Then I will go into the details of every itemized point. The very first point we are going to look at is about the SIWES placement, which I understand covers 3 months when you in 200 level, and for those in 300 level second semester, there will be another 3 months of SIWES. So together, this should be 6 months. So we are going to look at it from a perspective of continuous SIWES placement, which means when you start your SIWES with us in 200 level, you will continue when you get to 300 level. Wherever you stop your training, you continue from there. Or even if you have completed a particular career path, we move you further on the ladder. The second point on the agenda list is about the different career ways and opportunities. I am going to briefly explain to you our current career workforce pathway. There are 4 career pathways that we have right now, and I will explain the benefits and the job prospects of each of those career pathways. Next, I will discuss your SIWES training schedule and logbook documentation. I understand this is the major point that most of you really want to hear about, so I'm going to talk and emphasize on it. After that, I will talk about the cost associated with your training and the benefits. You should understand nothing is free in this life. Education is expensive, but what is most important is the value that you get in return for what you are paying for. So here in the United States of America, you get value for everything you pay for. And that is why we are trying to expand and extend this great opportunity to people in our home country. So I will talk about the cost and how we can make this affordable and flexible so that everybody could be able to afford it. Next, I will now deep down into the flexible payment option and the exclusive discount plan that we have created for the student of Olusegun Agago University of Technology. After that, I will walk you through the process of enrollment steps for those who want to move forward with this plan. You can begin your enrollment process. And the last part, which is on question and answers, we will not be able to do that since this is a pre-recorded video. We will have the Q&A session, most likely the weekend or next weekend. As time permits me, and based on your own flexibility. During the Q&A session, you can ask questions that might really has to do with your CWES or IT training or any other things you may want to know. Maybe you want to know about schooling in abroad, job opportunities like remote job opportunities, or even migration and all the things that are associated with it. We will answer all your questions in detail. In our first Q&A session, I may invite other professionals to be able to attend to your questions, the technical aspect of your questions, and otherwise. Then we may have another Q&A session that I can now bring in one or two of our vendors. Those are the United States organizations that provide us access to modern technology so that we can provide this to our students. So if possible, I may invite one or two of the representative of those organizations to have an interaction with you. But we will decide that as we continue with this process. Now that you have seen the outline of our agenda, let us move into the details. First, we will talk about the CWES and the industrial training. Your CWES, which is a requirement by the university and some polytechnic, especially for students in science and engineering faculty. We understand that CWES is very essential to your education. We also understand that some of you will do the 3-month CWES training in 200 level and do another one in 300 level. So together, there will be 6 months of continuous CWES training. So we have already integrated this into our training program. Once you enroll and get started with your CWES in 200 level, you will continue the same process in 300 level until you have completed all requirements that are associated with your choosing career pathway. So we are not only training you for the 3 months in 200 level or for the second 3 months in 300 level, but we are training and preparing you for a transformed career that can make you to stand toe to toe with other students across the globe. Especially, it will make you competitive with students in America and in Europe. So this training is going to be a continuous training until we've been able to achieve a level of proficiency. Then for the CWES training, we understand the essence of this is for you to understand all the technical and the soft-based responsibility associated with your course or with your program in the university. That is why we have designed our own CWES program to help you transition from the very foundational level into the master level and understand how modern core IT technologies operate. You will focus on completing labs and projects. Those labs and projects will become part of your portfolio that can help you to secure remote job, or even if you decide to migrate to Canada, to United States, or to Britain. So those lab and projects will help you to stand out among the colleagues or even among the crowd. At the end of your CWES training in 200 and 300 level, we'll continue to document your logbook and every activities completed. We will stamp your logbook on a weekly basis. We understand that we need to document your activities on a weekly basis. So we are going to make arrangements with everyone for you to be able to come and document your activities. Our representative and coordinators in Nigeria, we work with you to fully document your activities and stamp your logbook on a regular basis. I need to mention, these first 3 months of your program will be fully remote. I repeat, the first 3 months of your SIWES program will be fully remote. You will do everything remotely on your laptop at your own convenience location. You can be in Lagos, you can be in Abuja, you can be in Onitsha, you can be in Akure, you can be in Oshogbo, or even in Ibadan or Ilorin. Wherever you are across the globe, you will conveniently be able to complete your first 3 CWES program remotely. However, we are working on shifting this to both hybrid of complete physical placement when you get to the second stage of your CWES program. So that means most likely, by the grace of God, by December or November this year, we are going to fully equip our physical locations and facility in Nigeria, those in the Oyo State and Lagos State and in the East. They will be fully equipped and functional to accommodate students who may want to come for physical in-person CWES and IT training. So once again, I need you to understand that the first 3 months of your CWES training or your industrial training will be completed remotely. Moving forward, this will now be shifted to hybrid or complete in-person training. As I mentioned, we will also prepare you for your defense after your CWES. The first 3 months of your CWES, we will complete all your logbook activities, document and stamp it. And we will also prepare you to defense your project back in school. The coordinators and representatives in Nigeria will be in charge of doing this. The same thing is also applicable to those of you who may be interested in having your industrial 6-month training with us. So the process is the same. The end goal is the same. The only difference is the duration at a time. For CWES, it is 3 months at a time. For industrial training, this is a complete 6 months at a stretch. So for those of you who will be doing the IT 6-month industrial training, so we will keep you engaged in a continuous 6-month program until you have mastered all the necessary skill and completed all the requirements for your career pathway that can easily help you to come to take and pass the global certifications, not only one, but multiple global certifications that are aligned with your career pathway. This will help you to either move to a different country, like migrate to do your master or maybe your PhD, or if you want to stay in the country, that is, if you want to stay in Nigeria, you will be able to secure and work with big organizations across the world remotely. One big advantage of IT technology, the IT sector, is that if you have the required and the desired skills and knowledge, you will work remotely, conveniently with any organization anywhere in the world. So that is why we are trying to expand this program to people in Africa. We want everybody to have the same equal opportunity, because that is one of the 3 pillars of our organization. Let us talk about the career programs that we have. As I mentioned initially, we have we have 4 focal points of the information technology sector that we deal with. The very first part is cybersecurity and networking. So we have designed series of courses that align with those who want to major in cybersecurity and networking. So if you desire to choose a career in cybersecurity and networking, you are going to go through these courses and complete all the requirements. At the end of your completion, which means at the end of your training with us, you will be able to obtain multiple certifications, acquire in-depth technical skills that will make you to stand out and compete with any colleague across the globe. For the cybersecurity and network career pathway, this pathway is coordinated by our professor in Africa, who is also my dear brother. So both of us will coordinate this career pathway with learners across the globe. One thing you need to understand is that cybersecurity is the most hottest topic right now in the global economy. So whatever your career pathway is, it is required that you understand the network and you understand how you can defend, protect the network from attackers. We call them threat actors. So for some of you who may be interested in having your SIWES training aligned with cybersecurity and networking, these are the concentration areas. When you start your program with us, we are going to walk you through core network foundation. You will complete courses including the Cisco Certified Network Associate. This is actually the most popular certification in the whole world. After the CCNA is the A+ and the CompTIA-Security+. So for cybersecurity and network professionals, your first training will focus on understanding the fundamentals of the network. And this will be taught during the Cisco-CCNA class. Next, you will move into the depths of security and defending the cyberspace. You will be taught and trained and completed lab and projects in Cisco Certified Ethical Hacker. As a matter of fact, this particular course will help you to be able to test your network, to look at different weaknesses, we call it vulnerabilities, and see from the perspective of an hacker how it will be easier or difficult and what are the factors for the hacker to penetrate into your network. So you will be thoroughly trained in network building and design, as well as network offense and penetration. Next, you will continue your training into the core security solutions and standard. In this third stage of your training, you will learn about creating security solutions, protocols, and implementation. This helps you to address all the vulnerabilities and weaknesses that have been identified in the second stage, so you can thoroughly secure, defend, protect, and react to any emergency or situation. We call it incidents of the network. And finally, you will continue your training by learning more about information gathering, especially how cyber threat intelligence and information gathering can help you to stay on top of the network to ensure a smooth, seamless, continuous, always available network that will meet modern enterprise business operation. So those are the 4 key areas that we are going to thoroughly train individuals who will be choosing the cybersecurity and network engineering career pathway. I would like to emphasize here, for those of you who are studying cybersecurity right now in school, this is the career pathway you must choose. If you are taking a cybersecurity course right now in the university, there is no other thing you should choose at this moment. This is the career pathway you need to choose. Then for those of you in computer science who want to major in cybersecurity, I personally, I have my master and I'm completing my PhD in cybersecurity. So I have the background also in computer science and now fully specialized in cybersecurity for the past 10 years. So what I'm saying is, even if you are in computer science, you may want to specialize in cybersecurity and networking. In countries like North American and Western Europe, there are hundreds of thousands of jobs that align with cybersecurity and networking. However, these are very technical areas. You will learn more about this when you enroll and you start your program. Let us talk about another career pathway. I mentioned initially that we have 4 career pathways. The first one is the cybersecurity and networking. I just explained that to you. Now, I want to talk about modern, emerging, and digital transformation courses. What does that mean? These are the current hot topic in the IT sector. As a matter of fact, everybody, everyone, all learners, professionals should learn one or few things about this particular career pathway. You don't really have to choose it as your major occupation, but at least you should have one or few knowledge of it. So, what are we going to look at? We are going to train you in artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, and software engineering. This is like all in one package. So this package actually prepares you to be flexible so that you can choose either to go to the left or to the right. You can work multiple positions based on the knowledge and the skills you will have acquired during the course of your training. And I also need to mention, this is going to be a lengthy program. All our programs are designed around a workforce development program. What that means is that we are not training you to obtain the certification. Rather, we are training you to transition from the classroom and the lab environment onto the job market, that you can land a job and perform on the real job. So we are preparing you for a career, not for certification. So what does that mean? It means all our programs are lengthy, they are comprehensive, and they are based on international standard. Every materials, every lab, every project, every tools that you will access during the course of your program are built by world recognized global standard organizations. These are the organizations that are based in the United States of America, and they provide modern, innovative technology and learning solutions to people across the globe. So you will be interacting and accessing materials, learning content that users and students in America, in Europe, and in Canada are having access to. Even though you may be in Africa, but you are accessing the same level of information that other students in Western world, I'm talking about USA, Canada, and Europe, what they have access to. So this actually is one of the mission behind this organization. Our goal is to bridge the learning gap. We want to bridge the IT STEM skill gap. We want to bring resources, educations, skills, and technology to people in underdeveloped areas, people that are underserved, the minority, and the less privileged. We want to make sure everybody have equal opportunity and equal access. Okay, I don't want to digress. Let's continue. I want to talk about the second career pathway, which is a pathway you may choose as a focus of your training for your SIWES training or your industrial training. And as I keep mentioning, this program is a continuous program. You will do your first 3 months, then you continue even when you return back to school. Then when you get to 300 level, or those of you who are already in 300 level, you will continue your learning another 3 months. And when you get to 400 level, you continue the same training until we have thoroughly trained you to the level of proficiency. So I need everybody to prepare their mind. We want to work with smart, intelligent, committed, dedicated, and transparent students. We do not tolerate laziness. We don't tolerate any level of unseriousness. So if you are listening to my voice, you must prepare your mind to work with intelligent individuals. You must prepare your spirit to work with people that are going to push you to your success. We don't bring failure. We don't achieve half-baked graduates. No. What we are all about is your complete transformation into a leadership position. A position that helps you to compete globally across the world, even with those in America, Europe, and Canada. Okay, let's come back to our discussion. You will learn about AI, machine learning, and software engineering. Let's break it down into the area of concentration. Just remember that this particular career pathway is directed by our able engineer, who is also a known colleague for several years. This individual has built, supervised, and led many projects, several hundreds of projects across Nigeria. You will be working hand in hand with him and his team to understand how emerging technologies will help you to develop scalable intelligence system and understand the architecture of distributed system. What we will do, you are going to focus on Python programming at the very beginning. So everybody in this career pathway will have to take Python programming, and not only everybody in this career pathway. As a matter of fact, we are going to recommend Python programming to everybody, including those in cybersecurity and networking, and those in digital transformation, those in analytical, and those in cloud computing and networking. Everybody will need to learn Python programming. After your Python programming completion, you will now begin to specialize and learn more about data science and machine learning. You become a master in machine learning and modeling. And finally, at the end of your training, you will have been able to understand the fundamentals of artificial intelligence. You will have been able to learn how to use generative AI in implementation and deployment. So this is a very power-packed, in-depth, comprehensive career pathway. You need to prepare yourself for this journey. Let's go to the third one. Here is the career pathway that most computer science actually focus on. So this is one of the traditional career pathway. What I mean by traditional is that this is one of the career that has been in existence for several years and it's not going anywhere. The same thing with network engineers. They are not going anywhere. No matter how the dynamics in technology are shifting, we will need network engineers. We are going to need IT operations. We are going to need developers, software developers. AI will never replace developers. AI will never replace engineers. And that is why you need to take advantage of all this training and make yourself relevant in the future. What do we mean by front-end and back-end developers? This is what we call full stack developer, full stack developer. So you'll be able to build, design, and implement, and also be able to manage, modify, and fix issue from the server side. This particular career pathway is coordinated by our assistant professor in the person of Seun Adeniran, a PhD holder. He has bachelor degree, he has 2 masters, and also has his PhD. So this is one of our brightest individual in this organization. You will enjoy working with him. For those of you who will be choosing the front end and the back end, or let me just use the full stack career pathway, there are 2 learning curves. So you are going to start your training by focusing on the front end of the site development. So for your first 3 months, even for the very first 4 or 5 months, you will focus essentially on the front end. As I mentioned, and I keep mentioning, this training is a continuous training. We will not let you go until you have become the exact future leader the world is looking for, the world is waiting for. So we are building you starting from the grassroots level, from a 0 to a master to hero level. So this means your training duration may span from 7 months all the way to complete 1 year, 12 months. I need you to prepare for this journey. You will start your training. For those of you who are moving into this career pathway of full stack developers, you will start your training with front-end development. You are going to learn how to build and design websites that make it more flexible and functional. You are going to learn technologies including HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, Angular, among others. So there are a lot of stuff you're going to learn, and all of this will become part of your portfolio. Once you have completed the first part, which may take you between 4 to 6 months. You will now focus on the back-end development to complete your journey. The back-end development will also take you additional 4 to 6 months. And that is why we are looking at a 12-month program for everybody. If you are in hardened level, you will do this throughout. You can split it. You can spread it. If you are already in 200 level, you will do this training until you graduate. The same thing with 300 level student. And if you are already in 400 level and planning to graduate, now is the time for you to learn the skills that you need to get what you want and not to become irrelevant after your NYSC. You don't really want to go from one company to the other looking for a job, submitting your resume or application. You want the employers to come to you. You want the recruiters to look for you. So, for those of you who are about to graduate, you are going to spend another 6 to 1 year learning what you have never learned before or improving on what you have already learned to make it proficient and you become efficient in what you do. Okay, let me round it up with the back-end development. So you are going to learn how to interact and manage server-side operation, including database, and develop applications that manages different servers and database. Some of the core technologies, skills that you will learn will include advanced Python programming, Java and JavaScript, Ruby, PHP. You will learn about Mongo database, PostgreSQL, and MySQL, among others. At the end of the day, combining your learning, your skills, and everything you will have worked on, all the labs, all the projects, you will be able to become a full stack developer. A full stack developer that can build websites, secure the website, and manage the website for clients, for organizations, regardless of their location and their size. You'll be able to make it functional, scalable, and secure it, because we are going to introduce cybersecurity as part of your training. This is the end of the third career pathway. And the number 4 career pathway is cloud computing and networking. This career pathway is currently not available. We are still working with our partners and our vendors to design the curriculum that aligns with this particular career pathway. So by the grace of God, sometimes around December this year, 2026, we'll roll out this plan, and learners and students can now enroll in this particular career pathway, which is cloud computing and networking. I need to mention this. This particular career pathway work hand in hand with cybersecurity and networking. So for those of you who will be specializing in cybersecurity and networking, you will also need to learn 1 or 2 things in cloud computing, especially when we roll out this plan. What are the major concentration areas? We will be working with 2 big organizations that you're already familiar with. We are going to work with, we already started the proposal. So we are going to work with Microsoft and we are going to work with Amazon. So you will learn the technologies from Microsoft Azure perspective. You will learn how to manage Windows Active Directory server. And then from the Amazon AWS, you will learn about cloud practitioner, AWS solution architect, and security. So, like I mentioned, this particular career pathway will be coming up later in the year. So that ends all the 4 career pathway presentation that I have for you today. The next discussion now is on your training schedule for SIWES and for Industrial Training student. So let's look at how the training schedule will look like. I already mentioned to you that the very first 3 months of your SIWES program or your IT program will be completely remote. Moving forward, we will transition you to hybrid or full in-person training. So for now, for the next 3 months, all lectures will be held in the evening. So all lectures are going to hold in the evening time because we understand that most of our professors and our professionals, they have full-time jobs. Some of them, they have 2 or multiple full-time positions and part-time. So we want to make this flexible to them. So we will be having our trainings in the evening. And I need to clarify, for the first 3 months, moving forward, we are going to adjust the training time. So it's not only going to be in the evening. After the first 3 months, we are going to start having schedules in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. But for the first 3 months of the program, it's going to be completely remote, and most classes will be in the evenings. And when I said in the evening, I'm saying between 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., depending on the availability of the professors and the professionals. However, for SIWES and IT students, you will use the morning and the afternoon to complete your labs, your exams, your quizzes, and all other projects related to your career pathway. So which means on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning, you will be completing all your activities on your laptop. You'll be doing your exams, your exercises, your quizzes, your labs, and working on your projects. Then in the evening, you will meet with your professors for your class. Most of the classes is going to be 2 hours or at the very most 3 hours duration. So this is the outline of our weekly activity. Monday and Wednesday, both morning and evening, you will be able to have lab sessions with your instructors, with your professors, and mentors. For classes, for the live classes, it will be in the evening for now, for the next 3 months. Moving forward, we will have both morning, afternoon, and evening sessions. Then Thursday and Friday, you will use the opportunity to complete your lab, your project, your exam, quizzes, and others. So which means Monday and Wednesday, you focus on learning content. Thursday and Friday, you focus on completing course requirements, including lab, project, exam, and quizzes. Then on Friday and Saturday, morning throughout evenings. Friday and Saturday, morning throughout evening, you will have the opportunity to come and meet with your SIWES and IT coordinators. They will be able to document and stamp your logbook. We understand that some of you will be in Ondo State, some of you may be in Lagos, some of you in Oyo State, Osun State, or Ekiti State, or even in the East. Wherever you are, we are going to make arrangement that is flexible for everybody. You can come if, for example, if you are far away in the East during your SIWES or IT training, we can schedule a plan for you to come once in a month or once in 2 months, or we can ask any of our coordinator to come closer. For those of you who are from the East, You can meet with your coordinator at an intersection town. For example, you can meet with your coordinator in Ore. Ore is the boundary between Yoruba and Igbo. So it takes roughly 4 hours to get from maybe Onitsha or Oka to Ore. So from Onitsha, Oka to Ore is just about 4 hours. And the same thing, those coming from Lagos, is just about 4 hours. So Ore will be the middle point for you to meet with your coordinator if you are from the east. And for those of you in Yoruba land, depending on your location, if you are in Lagos State and Ibadan, your coordinator will be able to meet with you most likely in Lagos. For those in Osun State and Ekiti State and Ondo State, we might also arrange for you to meet with your coordinator in Ibadan. So what happens is we are going to look at the best arrangement that works for everybody. Just understand that our coordinators and representatives are ready to move closer to your location so that you can document your logbook and stamp it as necessary. And we will also prepare you for your project defense before you return back to school. Just have it at the back of your mind that it is very possible that you may have to come to meet with your representative and coordinators at least 3 times throughout the first 3 months of your CWES. So you are likely going to meet with your coordinator and representative at least 2 to 3 times. If your CWES is just 3 months, that means every month you need to meet with him or her. For IT students, you also need to do the same thing every month. It could be on Saturday, it could be Friday. So you will need to meet with your CWES coordinator or IT coordinator every month to make it flexible and easier for everyone. So we can just make this every month. So that is 3 times in your 3 months of your CWES program and 6 times for the IT student. So that make it easier to be able to document all your activities and stamp your logbook. We will discuss further about this and any other areas that may be very important to you during our Q&A session. So we'll be having our Q&A session, like I said, possibly this Saturday or Sunday. Sunday might be best for everybody. So I will talk with the other professors and team members to look at the convenient time that works for those of us in America and one of our professors in the South American, and then our coordinators in Nigeria, both in Lagos, Ibadan, and in Osun State. So we'll look at a time that works for everybody, and most importantly, a time that works for all the students. And I will keep you updated latest by Friday evening or Saturday morning. I will keep you updated about the Q&A session. If you don't know what a Q&A session means, it means questions and answers session. During this session, you'll be able to ask as many questions that you have, and we will try our very best to answer you accordingly. Okay, let us talk about enrollment process. We understand the financial and economic situation in the country. We understand what our parents are going through in order to send us to school. So we don't want to make this difficult for anybody. That is why I've been meeting. Today, I had 3 different meetings with our partners in the United States. And my focus has been on subsidization of this program. Because here in the United States of America, everything is paid in dollars. And we understand the exchange rate. So definitely you guys in Nigeria may not everybody, but majority of people in Nigeria may not be able to meet up with the actual prices of this program. And that is why I've been negotiating with our partners to give us a discount that can enable us to make this program affordable to all learners across the globe, not only in America. So, good news that I have for you is that you will be able to get 40% discount on your enrollment fee. This is available to students that have authenticated and verified. What that means is that if you are not a student, you could be a student of Olusegun Agago University of Technology, or a student of Lautech or LASU or Unilag or UI or OAU or Uniben or Unisic. As long as you are a student, you will have access to this 40% discount. We will verify your student ID card to know that you are still enrolled in school. These are the requirements by our partners. Our partners want to know that only eligible, verified, authenticated students benefit from this program. However, if you are not a student, we can look at a situation or a solution that can a little bit reduce your tuition, but it will not be at the same level as what a student can gain. So I'm focusing my address right now on SIWES students and IT students. You will be able to get 40%. So that is a good news. And the next thing I want to talk about is about the payments. Again, we fully understand how difficult it is, especially with the policy of the government. So we don't want to make this difficult for anybody. We don't want to deny anyone access to quality education, especially education that are in demand, that are in high demand by employers. That is why we are bringing this closer to your doorstep by creating flexible payment options. What does that mean? It means you can split or you can spread your payment into 3. At the point of enrollment, you will need to make a 50% initial deposit. Why do you need to do that? You may be asking me. Very simple. Because we are going to procure a license, and sometimes this is going to be multiple licenses to give you access to modern, standard, international-based cloud hands-on labs and sandboxes. Let me make it simple. I'm simply saying you will be given access to what you need to complete your training. So this requires money. We are going to pay for it. We are not getting it for free. However, we have been able to negotiate a discount of 40% for all students. So that makes it much more easier for you guys to be able to enroll and enjoy the benefits of this program. So your payment plan, at the start of your enrollment, you will pay 50% of whatever fee we have decided. Then after 2 months of your enrollment, you will need to make a 25% payment. That makes it 75 altogether. So at the start of your program, you will pay 50%. After 2 months, you will pay another 25%. However, we can be a little bit flexible. We may decide to extend this to 3 months because of some of the SIWES students. So we might let you complete your SIWES before you make the next payment, which is 25%. So when you are about to return to school, we will need to stamp, document your final activity, and prepare you for defense. So at that point, you will need to make a 25% payment to raise your payment to 75%. Then when you come back again to complete your training, what I want to encourage everybody is that after your first 3 months of your CWES, maybe you are already in 200 level or 300 level. I don't want you to create a learning gap. I don't want any break or pause in your study. I need everyone to continue with this training. Even while you are back on campus, you can combine your classes together with this training. Of course, we can now reduce the frequency and the intensity of the coursework and the project and lab, so we can reduce what we give to you to complete on a weekly basis to accommodate and create more time for your classes and other school work. But the most important thing I'm trying to make you understand is that you will need to continue your training even when you return back to school, when you return back to campus. So at this point, you may now plan to make additional payment, but we are not asking you to complete all the payment after that 3 months. You can complete your payments when you return back for the next CWES program. For those of you in 200 level, when you want to continue your CWES program in 300 level, you will need to balance your fees. And for those of you that are already in 300 level, when you get to 400 level, you will also need to complete the remaining 25% of your payment in order to round up your training. And for those of you who are already in 400 level, about to graduate, before we give you the certificate of completion and prepare you for the job and the global certification exams, you will need to make your complete payments, which is the remaining 25%. So what we want to do is we are making this very affordable and flexible to everybody. Remember, we don't get it for free. We are paying thousands of dollars to make this opportunity available to everybody. What we are asking back is your cooperation, your commitment, and your seriousness and transparency. You need to be transparent and honest with us all the time. All right. How do you go about registration? At this stage, you have listened to everything that I have to say. And by now, you should have been able to make up your mind to enroll and access this one lifetime opportunity. Let me emphasize that this is what we call lifetime opportunity. It does not come twice. It only comes once. The same thing happens to me. It happens to some of my colleagues. We had the opportunity when we were in the university, but the type of opportunity we had was at a local level. It was never at an international level. The materials and the level of resources we had access to was created manually by our instructor then in Nigeria. They did not have the type of opportunity that we now have. So I am using this medium to emphasize, to encourage, and to advise, and finally to recommend to everyone This is a program you don't want to miss. This is a program that will change your life. This is a program that will transform your entire career life. One day, in years to come, maybe 2 years from now, it could be 3 years, it could be 4 years, it could be 5 years from now, you will sit back and you will remember this moment and you will say, thank God I took that step. The same step I took in year 2010, just to be very precise. I took this same step in year 2010, and that single step changed my life. It changed the life of my colleagues. I am recommending and advising you guys, make sure you don't lose this opportunity. Okay, let's round up our discussion. When you are ready for the registration, you will need a laptop. If you already have a laptop, thank God. Make sure you have internet connection for your studies. We are also working on a plan. I cannot really promise now, but we are working on a plan to secure, let me use the word, to procure portable modems. That is internet-enabled devices that can allow you to connect to local carriers like MTN, Glo, or Airtel that you can use to enhance your study. So because we understand that you need internet access every time for your studies. So along the line, if what we are working on succeeded, we'll try to get those modem and distribute to eligible students. You should know not all students will be able to receive this, but only those who really need it. But at this stage, we are not yet in that capacity to give you the modem. So it is your responsibility to have a laptop and internet connection. You can do data subscription with MTN or with Airtel or with Glo so that you can use it for your study. And after you complete your study for that particular day, you can turn it off. Education is not free. Nowhere, not in America, not in Canada, not in Western Europe. Education is expensive. Even when you receive scholarship, somebody is paying for that scholarship. The money may not come from your pocket, but certainly it's coming from someone else's pocket. So it is not free. It may be free to you, but somebody pays for it. So you need to get your laptop and for now, internet connection. We are working on bringing you guys on site to our physical location by December moving forward. That means if you are in our facility, what we mean by facility is that if you come to our office, you'll be able to connect to the internet with your laptop. And if you don't even have a laptop with you, you can use our laptop, you can use our computers for your study. You can stay from morning to evening time and enjoy the devices and the internet connection for your studies only, not for any other thing. But that will be towards the end of the year. So for now, for the next 3 months of your SIWES program and your IT program, you will be doing this independently. You need your laptop and your internet connection. When you are ready to begin your enrollment process, you will need to go online to complete the application. We call it initial application. This is our website, www.LearnIT-Academy.org. When you get to this website, you will click on SIWES and IT contact form. Complete the form and click submit. We will receive it and we'll get back to you. After you have completed and submitted the form, we will request you to send a screenshot. With your phone. You can take a picture of your school ID card and send it to our email. The email address is support@LearnIT-Academy.org. You will send a screenshot of your student identity card to us. This will help us to match your ID card with the contact form to verify that you are a valid and eligible student. So once we are able to verify your validity, then you will be qualified for the 40% tuition discount. I want to mention it again. You will need to submit your ID card for verification that you are a student. Your school does not matter. You can be a student of Polytechnic. You can be a student of College of Education. You can be a student of university. As long as you are a student, we will enroll you and make you eligible for a 40% tuition discount. So automatically, you will get a 40% off of your payment. And once we have verified that, you will now proceed to the last stage, making 50% payment of what is remain of that 40%. I want to say it again. Let's say the original enrollment or program fee is $20. That is the original price. Let's say it is $20. As a verified student, you'll be eligible to receive 40% off. So 40% off of that $20. The remaining is what you pay. The remaining 60% is what you are going to pay, which is around $12. That is just an example. So instead of paying $20, you are basically going to pay $12. So I'm just using dollars for you to understand how the 20%, how the 40% discount works. You will learn more about this when you fill in the contact form. So the most important step that you need to take right now after you listen to my voice is you should go to our website, and I'm going to show you where you can find it on our website. So our website is www.learnitacademy.org, as you can see on my screen. So go to that website on your laptop or on your mobile device. And when the page is displayed, you should click on the page that says SIWES/IT. This is for you guys. This is created for the SIWES and IT student. Click on this SIWES and IT form. Read and complete. For example, you put your name here, your email address, your phone number. If you are in Nigeria, your phone number should be +234 9. This is just an example. +234 913 083 9420. If you are in Nigeria, this is how you put in your phone number. And this broadcast is actually for Nigerian students. So remember how to enter your phone number. It will start with +234 and then add the remaining 10 digits. You don't have to put a 0 something in the front. No. Remove the 0 and start with the remaining 10 digits. Then select the name of your university. For example, your university could be OAU Tech. So put it there and select program of interest. Currently, these are the career pathway, not the courses. Each career pathway has multiple courses under it. So you select your career pathway. You can select cybersecurity, which covers both cybersecurity, cloud, and networking. Or you can select front end or back end. Both are together. Or you can select UI, UX, user interface, user experience, or you can select data science or AI. If you select data science or AI, they are together. So you will learn data science, you will learn machine learning, you will learn Python, you will learn AI. If you select front end or back end, you will learn Python, you will learn Java, you will learn Ruby, you will learn all of those together. If you select cybersecurity, you will learn all networking core foundations and all related cybersecurity courses, including ACAS, ethical certified ACAS. So remember to select a program of interest. If you have questions, you can always send message to our WhatsApp number or email us. Then, if you want to have a comprehensive question, you can type everything here or add additional message for us. Then click submit. When we receive, we will reply back and request for your ID card. So you just need to send a picture of your ID card. Once we confirm, then we will apply the 40% tuition discount to you. These are the email and the phone number and the website address. This is our administrative office in Lagos and our major office in the United States of America. And that is all I have for you, student of student of Olusegun Agagu University of Technology. I hope you have enjoyed and benefited a lot from this broadcast. And the next step now is for you to go to our website, fill out the contact form and submit. Once we have received the submission list, we are going to compile all those who have submitted and we will reach out to you and move you to the next stage. So it is required if you want to move forward with your SIWES training or your IT training, the very first step for you is to go to our website and fill out the contact form. The contact form on our website is the one with SIWES and IT. This is exclusive for SIWES and IT students. So this is the only one you need to click and complete all this information so that we will know you are a SIWES prospective student or IT candidate. And that is it. The future is in your hand. And remember, it is achievable. If you believe it, you can do it. If you dream it, you can achieve it. Let's work together. Let's build your career path together. I wish you all the best. Stay blessed, and I will reach out to you about our Q&A session latest by Saturday morning. Be blessed, everybody. Bye.